Sure, you've had a Baconator and dipped your french fries in a Frosty, but how much do you really know about Wendy's? There's a rich history behind the Twitter-savvy fast food chain and its red pigtailed mascot. Here are some fun Wendy's facts that you might not have known before. They just might make your next meal that much more delicious. We're OnlyBrands, the channel dedicated to bringing you awesome, regular content on the world's hottest brands. Let's do this. Number 1. Melinda, or Wenda. Founder Dave Thomas named the fast food chain after his fourth daughter, Melinda. Although her name was Melinda, she had trouble pronouncing her name as a child, particularly pronouncing the L's and R's, so she often referred to herself as Wenda. Eventually, her nickname became Wendy. The logo for Wendy's was also based on her looks, with red braided hair and freckles. There were even photos of her hung in the first Wendy's restaurant. Number 2. The birth of Wendy's. The first Wendy's was opened on November 15th, 1969 in Columbus, Ohio. Back then, the restaurant was called Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburgers, but people referred to it as Wendy's for short. In August of 1972, Wendy's opened its first franchise, signing an agreement for Wendy's restaurant to open in Indianapolis, Indiana. Since then, the brand has continued to grow. By 1976, Wendy's had opened 500 franchises across the US and Canada. They began to expand to Europe in 1979, starting in Germany. Wendy's entered the Asian market when it opened its first franchise in Japan in 1980, then Hong Kong in 1982, and South Korea in 1984. It wasn't until the late 1980s and early 1990s that Wendy's expanded globally into Mexico, Turkey, New Zealand, and Indonesia. As of 2020, they have a total of 6,500 restaurants. Wendy's is definitely a winner. Number 3. Where's the beef? In January of 1984, Clara Peller became an overnight sensation when she inspected a fluffy hamburger bun that lacked in the beef department and exclaimed, "Where's the beef?" The tagline became so popular that the advertisement led to a 31% boost in Wendy's annual revenue and even sparked a merchandise line for fans. By the way, a lot of hard work and care goes into these videos, so if you could help us out and click the subscribe button, we would greatly appreciate it. Number 4. Super Value Menu launched. Nearly 10 years before Burger King introduced its value menu, Wendy's was already on the trend. In October of 1989, Wendy's was the first to introduce the concept of a super value menu, and it took off with 9 items available for 99 cents every day. The menu offerings rotated based on what customers were craving. Number 5. First pickup window. Wendy's introduced the first modern drive-thru to the world, what Dave Thomas coined the pickup window. This innovation was so revolutionary that customers needed instructions on how to talk through the speaker to place an order. Originally called the drive-in window, Dave wanted to change the name from something that could attract cruisers and joyriders. Bet you didn't know that. Number 6. Frosty fame. As well as its square patties, Wendy's is known for its chocolate Frosty. Around 300 million chocolate Frosties are served up ice cold every year. The Frosty is so popular that Wendy's has tried to introduce new flavors over the past 50 years. Wendy's has offered Frosties in strawberry and vanilla flavor, as well as serving it in a waffle cone. Although they have been making them for over 50 years, Wendy's didn't trademark the name Frosty until 2013. Get ready for some earth-shattering news about your favorite chocolate dairy dessert. It's actually a blend of vanilla and chocolate. Dave Thomas wanted a thick milkshake that didn't overwhelm the taste of a hamburger and felt that a pure chocolate dessert was too much. He cut the flavor with vanilla and declared it perfect, so that frozen treat that you get at Wendy's is actually more like a twist cone all mixed together. However, the all vanilla Frosty wasn't introduced until 2006. Number 7. Square patties. QP Hamburgers were one of the first hamburger restaurants to serve square-shaped patties. Thomas enjoyed the square patties because they gave the sense of having more meat, as the corners would poke out from the burger bun. This made customers think they were getting more meat on their burgers and allowed customers to see the quality of the meat easier. This was one of the first things added to the menu, and it became an iconic burger associated with Wendy's. That was an especially juicy fact, right? I definitely think that one deserves a thumbs up. Number 8. What's on the menu? Wendy's has created menus to cater to local flavors. In 1979, Wendy's introduced their salad bar, and it was the first fast food restaurant to do this. The Super Bar was set up to host the salad bar and had different areas with themed foods such as the garden spot and pasta. These were areas where customers could help themselves to unlimited salad sides for $2.99, although sadly this was discontinued in 1988 as it was difficult to maintain and keep clean. In 2007, Wendy's stacked 2 fresh beef patties and paired it with American cheese, 6 slices of applewood smoked bacon, and a soft bun. The iconic Baconator was born, the best way to eat a double bacon cheeseburger. cheeseburger for those Wendy's customers who wanted even more craveable burger options. In Tokyo, Japan, foie gras burgers was added to the menu in 2011. This was part of a redesign of menus due to a fall in sales, so the focus went on developing a menu to suit local flavors. The burgers sold for $16, and as well as this local adaptation, you could also get an avocado wasabi hamburger. The small but mighty son of a Baconator was launched in 2012 to give Baconator fans a chance to go big or go small. The son of a Baconator has 4 pieces of bacon and smaller fresh beef patties, but it's anything but junior. Wendy's raised the bar on greens once again when its salad lineup was refreshed in 2010 with apple pecan chicken, BLT Cobb, spicy chicken Caesar, and Baja. Apple pecan is still featured on the fresh made salads menu today. In October of 2011, after devoting more than 2 years to creating its best cheeseburger line yet, Wendy's released Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburgers. Named after its founder, this quarter-pound fresh square beef patty was accompanied by a buttered and toasted bun, in addition to fresh toppings. A hotter and juicier product that made mouths water, Dave would be proud. In 2013, Wendy's combined pretzel, bacon, and cheeseburger, ultimately creating one of the most popular Wendy's limited time offers. So popular, in fact, the cheeseburger made a temporary return to the menu in 2014. Social media buzz confirmed that the pretzel bacon cheeseburger and Wendy's fan had a bit of a love affair going on, so Wendy's turned those online comments into love songs. The pretzel bacon cheeseburger love songs were such a hit, they went on to win a Cannes Lions Award. In March of 2020, Wendy's launched breakfast nationally across the US with the tagline, "You up for this?" Wendy's created a hype all over America for the iconic brand to enter the breakfast wars and be the breakfast that eats other breakfasts for breakfast. Number 9. Dave Thomas Foundation. Despite his own experience, Wendy's founder created the Dave Thomas Foundation for adoption. In 1992, Thomas set up the Dave Thomas Foundation, which helped adopted children. Thomas was adopted as a child, and he never knew his biological family. However, his adopted family gave him love and supported him. He wanted to raise awareness by creating a non-profit charity that could offer donations to adoption centers, so he set up a signature program called Wendy's Wonderful Kids. Previous to this, in 1990, President George Bush asked Thomas if he would be the spokesperson for the White House initiative on adoption. In May of 2000, the U.S. Postal Service released a stamp to celebrate the joys of adoption, to raise awareness about the cause, and to thank those who had opened their homes to adopt children in foster care. Dave was a participant in the official stamp dedication ceremony. On your mark, get set, go! In 2013, Wendy's introduced the Frosty 5K Run for Adoption, an event to raise funds and awareness for the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption. So far, this event has raised more than $360,000. All participants receive a Frosty at the finish line. It's a win-win. Number 10. Feast of Legends. In 2019, Wendy's released a board game titled Feast of Legends. The original name was Feast of Legends Rise from the Deep Freeze, but when released, it was shortened. The game is a tabletop game played similarly to Dungeons & Dragons, with Wendy as the queen and main character of the game. You and your party are citizens of Freshtovia, a last bastion of fresh food and hope, ruled by Queen Wendy. As Queen of Freshtovia, Wendy has clapped back at all attacks on her borders, describes the rulebook. Feasts of Legends is very obviously a tongue-in-cheek rules and campaign book, but you can't help but be impressed by the level of detail provided by both the text and the artwork. I mean, just look at the stripes on Queen Wendy's boots. We appreciate you sticking around until the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed, but why stop now? Click these videos here for more awesome content.